Hello friends, welcome to Storytime Narrations. Tonight's story is an interesting one set in Johannesburg, South Africa. It is entitled The Painted Pebble. Enjoy listening. In the bustling city of Johannesburg, amidst the echoes of honking taxis and the laughter of street vendors, lay a small, forgotten park. It was a relic from a time when the city was younger and greener. Nestled between towering buildings, the park had become a sanctuary for those seeking a brief respite from the chaos of urban life. Lindiwe, a 30-year-old artist, had recently moved to Johannesburg from the coastal town of Durban. She was in search of inspiration for her next project, something that could capture the soul of the city. Every day, she would visit the park with her sketchbook and a set of paints, hoping to find a spark of creativity. One crisp morning, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the jacaranda trees, Lindiwe noticed an elderly man sitting on a bench, staring intently at something in his hands. Curious, she walked closer and saw that he was holding a small, intricately painted pebble. The pebble was adorned with vibrant colors and detailed patterns, each swirl and line telling a story. "That's beautiful," Lindiwe said softly, not wanting to startle the man. The old man looked up, his eyes crinkling into a smile. "Thank you, dear. It was my wife's. She used to paint these pebbles and leave them in the park for people to find." Lindiwe sat down next to him, her curiosity piqued. "That's such a lovely idea. How long ago did she do this?" "She passed away 5 years ago," he replied, his voice tinged with sadness. "But even now, people sometimes find her pebbles. It's like she's still here, leaving little pieces of joy for the world." Lindiwe felt a lump form in her throat. "I'm sorry for your loss," she said. "I'm Lindiwe, by the way." "Nice to meet you, Lindiwe." "I'm Thabo," the man replied, extending his hand. They shook hands, and Lindiwe felt an instant connection to Thabo and his late wife through the pebble he held. Over the next few weeks, Lindiwe continued to visit the park, and she often found herself sitting with Thabo, listening to stories about his wife Mpho. She learned that Mpho had been an artist too, using her pebbles to spread beauty and kindness. Inspired by Mpho's story, Lindiwe decided to incorporate the idea into her own work. One evening, after a particularly long day, Lindiwe found herself back in the park, staring at a blank canvas. She closed her eyes and imagined the colors and patterns Mpho might have painted. Suddenly, she felt a surge of inspiration. She began to paint, her brush moving swiftly across the canvas. As the days passed, Lindiwe's painting grew more intricate. She combined elements of Mpho's pebble designs with her own style, creating a tapestry of colors that seemed to dance and sing. Thabo would often sit beside her, offering gentle encouragement and sharing more stories about his beloved wife. One day, as Lindiwe was adding the finishing touches to her painting, Thabo handed her a pebble. "This was the last one Mpho painted," he said. "I think she'd want you to have it." Lindiwe took the pebble, feeling its smooth surface under her fingers. "Thank you, Thabo. This means so much to me." With the final stroke, Lindiwe completed her painting. It was a masterpiece, a fusion of two souls connected by art and love. She titled it The Painted Pebble in honor of Mpho. Word of Lindiwe's painting spread quickly, and soon she was invited to exhibit her work at a prestigious gallery in Johannesburg. The opening night was a grand affair, with art enthusiasts and critics flocking to see her creation. As Lindiwe stood by her painting, greeting guests and answering questions, she saw Thabo enter the gallery. He looked around, a mixture of awe and pride on his face. When he reached Lindiwe, he took her hands in his. "You've done something truly special," Thabo said, his voice filled with emotion. "Mpho would be so proud." "Thank you, Thabo," Lindiwe replied, tears welling up in her eyes. "I couldn't have done it without you and Mpho's story." As the evening drew to a close, Lindiwe felt a sense of fulfillment she had never known before. She had found her inspiration not just in the city of Johannesburg, but in the love and legacy of Mpho and Thabo. In the weeks that followed, Lindiwe continued to paint, often incorporating pose patterns and colors into her work. She also began a new project, painting pebbles and leaving them in the park, just as Mpho had done. Each pebble was a little piece of art, a symbol of hope and joy for anyone who found it. One morning, as Lindiwe was placing a pebble under a jacaranda tree, she noticed a young girl picking it up. The girl's face lit up with delight as she examined the colorful patterns. "Did you paint this?" the girl asked, looking up at Lindiwe with wide eyes. "Yes, I did," Lindiwe replied, smiling. "It's a gift for anyone who finds it." "Thank you," the girl said, clutching the pebble to her chest. "It's beautiful." As Lindiwe watched the girl skip away, she felt a deep sense of connection to the world around her. She realized that art was not just about creating something beautiful, it was about sharing a piece of oneself with others and spreading love and kindness in the process. Years later, Lindiwe's paintings were renowned throughout South Africa and beyond. Her work continued to draw inspiration from Mpho's legacy, and the story of the painted pebbles became a beloved part of Johannesburg's cultural tapestry. Thabo, now a much older man, would often visit Lindiwe's exhibitions, his heart swelling with pride. He knew that Mpho's spirit lived on in every brushstroke, every pebble, and every act of kindness that Lindiwe shared with the world. And so, in a small park in the heart of Johannesburg, the legacy of Mpho's painted pebbles continued to thrive, a testament to the enduring power of love, art, and the connections that bind us all. The end. The story of the painted pebble is a reminder that even the smallest acts of creativity and kindness can leave a lasting impact. Through the shared love of art, Lindiwe and Thabo found a way to honor the memory of a remarkable woman and to inspire others to find beauty in the world around them. And so we have come to the end of tonight's program. I trust you had a nice time listening. If you did, like and subscribe to the channel. Also feel free to make comments on the story in the comments section. Till we meet again, stay blessed.